Hi, this is Sunny and you're watching Sunny Solo, where we talk about solo travel and all the things good and bad about it. We are talking about my trip to Paris. So this morning when I woke up, my first thought was food. So I did find stuff to eat, which was good because I was really starving after not having proper dinner last night. And then finally I left about 11 o'clock. So my first stop was Sacre Coeur. Sacre Coeur is nearby, like 10 minutes walk. The one thing that I had forgotten was because this was a hill, every direction you went, you either had to have a steep slope to go down or stairs. So many stairs. I got pretty sick of stairs after a couple of days there, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, this day was okay because I was starting and every time you look on Google Map, I'm like, this way, that way, it tells you the road names, and then it's like, no, you have to go up the stairs. So did climb the stairs, and when you get to Sacre Coeur itself has lots of stairs near it as well. But what you gonna do? You gotta go there. So went up there, and I have some interesting things to tell you about Sacre Coeur. It was really crowded by the way this time, and I was not planning to go in. I don't plan to go into these places very much because I don't like to queue up so long. But this was like, huge crowds. You could not even walk anywhere properly. But there are some nicer spots, like nicer corners outside, which are really good for photography, and they are still not that crowded. Okay, so Sacre Coeur wasn't built in medieval times. It looks like it's medieval. It looks like it's coming from a fairy tale, but it's not. It was actually completed in 1914 as a national symbol of peace and hope after France's struggles in the previous century, 19th century. And its bright white facade that you see is not just for show, it's actually very functional. So it's made from Chateau Landon stone, and when it gets wet, when it rains, it actually gets whiter. So at this time it was just foggy, not raining, so I didn't get to see that. And the basilica inside, if you happen to go inside, is home to one of the largest mosaics in the world called the Christ in Majesty, which covers a massive 475 square meters inside. That would be amazing. So that makes me curious, and maybe I might go next trip. I might plan to go inside as well. Talking about the views from Sacre Coeur, if you're looking for a really nice panoramic view of Paris and you can't go to Eiffel Tower, you can go to the Sacre Coeur and you can just get a beautiful view of the whole city. Even with the fog, it was really nice. And this is one of the corners where you can just come down the steps in front of Sacre Coeur, the main church, and keep coming down until you come to a railing. And then from there, you can take beautiful pictures, and there's not that much crowd as well there. Okay, and this place is very busy, but it's also very interesting. So it's always alive with music, and there are lots of street performers, pantomimers, and all kinds of people. And there was actually something interesting. There were some people selling souvenirs, like little Eiffel Towers and stuff like that. And I don't know what happened, but they just gathered there. They were selling them on tablecloth, kind of like a cloth or bedsheet. So they just gathered them, put them up in a little bundle and just ran. So I don't know if that's the police or some government department of Paris who is there to ask, like, do you have a license, and kick them out. So that was funny. I tried to capture some of that. I think I managed to capture one or two of them. But yeah, so this place is always interesting, always lively. And if you go in the daytime, it's always better. If it's like summer, if you go in summer, go early, because those stairs, man, they're killers. So Montmartre, the area itself is very interesting. It's called the Artists' Quarter. This is like this. There's a corner, a special corner as well, which I'll talk about in a couple of days time. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed, so that you don't miss any of the videos. But that is where a lot of artists hang out. But if you talk about history, Picasso, Van Gogh, that kind of artists, they were inspired from this area. Okay, so it's a nice place to go to. And also one interesting thing here, when you're taking the panoramic views, you can see the Eiffel Tower from here as well. In the distance, it's small, but you can see that. So I recorded how to go and see that. It was very crowded and very noisy, so I'm not gonna show you the voice from there, but I can show you the video. You just, when you're facing the Sacre Coeur, the main building, you go left and just keep going left and keep turning left, and you will come to a wall across the road. They're like tiny small streets. Just cross the street and then you can see Eiffel Tower in the distance. It's interesting. I just try to find Eiffel Tower from everywhere I go in Paris, but that's just me. So here's that video of seeing the Eiffel Tower. Near the Sacre Coeur, there's also one of the interesting things is, do you know Pont des Arts, the Bridge of Arts in Paris, just near the Louvre Museum? And that used to have a tradition where people would come and put a lock in the metal railing. I don't know why people just used to do that. So they would write the name of their own name plus their name of their beloved, their boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, that sort of thing, and they would put the lock on the railing. And it got to such a crazy extent, so many people were doing it, that the sheer weight of the locks, the metal locks, started to damage the bridge. It started to sag the bridge. So what happened? And the government came, took away the railing, took away all the locks, and now they have a different kind of railing, so you can't put locks on there. But near Sacre Coeur, there are a couple of small railings where there are these kind of like metal grill kind of railings. I don't know why people do that. I never understand that. If you do understand it, please comment below. I consider it nonsense. But if you think this is romantic, please comment below. Yeah, you can say nonsense or romantic nonsense. One of the three. But anyway, so Sacre Coeur is quite a nice place to take pictures from all sides, and it's good if you come down the steps a little bit to take a proper picture, and you can go around it and then take more pictures from all sides. It just looks beautiful from every side. And next within the same day is going to be Eiffel Tower, and that's a long one because I did a lot around there. There was a lot to talk about, there's a lot to show there as well. So yes, please stay with me, subscribe, and then come back for the next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.